Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Wednesday, June the 10th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions you may have for me, you can use this email address. This is a link for the free room. It is 100% free. You do not have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our free trading room. The room is open Monday to Friday between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And in the email you're getting, you will see a promo code for 15% off either the first month only or the entire year of a Trade Idea subscription. So today for me was a very, very choppy day. The only thing that kind of rescued me on a trading point of view was this CHK, which I finally decided to take a short on. And this was actually in the pre-market. Now, one of the things, in fact, let me just, I want to do something here and bring it back. Okay, CHK. Yeah, now I don't know what it was down in the pre-market, but it was probably down more than 10%. And, if you're familiar with the uptick rule, it's difficult. It's harder to short stocks that are down 10%. The uptick rule is in effect. Normally, if you want to short a stock, you just go in at the bid and you get filled. Just like when you want to go long a stock, you go in at the ask and you usually get an immediate fill. But when a stock is down over 10%, if you go in at the bid, there has to be some action then at the ask, and then it has to come back to the bid. The problem is that you may be in a big queue of other people wanting to do the same thing. So it can be rather frustrating. You're sitting there thinking, well, there it is. It's still at the price I want. And then it starts moving down, and then you start wanting to chase it. And so stocks that are down 10% are just a little more difficult to short. Anyway, but for some reason in the SEC's, I don't know what, in their mind, it doesn't matter if you do it in the pre-market, okay? So I looked at this one. I looked at CHK, and of course this has been in the news. It's been not the news so much, but it's had the crazy runs. It's basically a bankrupt stock, but it's been in play. But I finally ended up taking a short here at 1950. Now it's funny because when I checked at IB. Interactive Brokers, that's my broker, there were 5,000 shares available to short. So I took some of them, not take them all, it doesn't matter how many I took really, but I took some, and then literally, I'd say 20 seconds later, they were all gone. So other people were doing the same thing. And anyway, the bottom line is that it worked out pretty good. I got into the short at, what was it, at 1950, and I covered sort of most for an average of about 1140 or 1840, and it's been chopping a little bit up and down, but that basically I thought was going to set the tone for the day. Not really though. I was in a little PSTV, I was in NBIO, I was in TRX, ATRO, just chopped out, not very big losses, but just little choppy losses. And so I'm kind of sitting on my hands right now. I did want to show you a chart though, a couple of charts. And let me get the monthly chart on this. Okay. And because I went over this in the room, and I'm going to take off the symbol linking. I'm going to bring in another chart. Here we go. Okay, and I'm going to put this on a monthly chart or a monthly. Okay, and I want to bring up Blink, BLNK. So this is what we talked about. Now, the fuel cells, Ballard, Plug, fuel cell, I guess this is, part of that little sector also. I think they're obviously experiencing a huge lift because, guess what? Tesla is over $1,000 now. So, but what we were looking at, this is fuel cell, and this is basically these are in the same sector, and they were both moving at the same time. But I was trying to point out that what looks better, though, on a monthly chart to trade. And this is what we're always talking about in the room. If you look left on this monthly chart, look at all the room it's got. you look left on this monthly chart and look how choppy it is. If it gets through this, yes, it's got room up to here. But, look at this. It doesn't have all of this choppiness right there. So we were saying, this is the sort of chart that you want to take a look at for sure, as opposed to this chart. Now, the caveat, though, was that, fuel cell does have 210 million in the float, and this one has, let me just see, I know it was a lot lower, 19 million in the float. So there's a possibility if this gets running that it could take this out, relatively easily because of the float. But if all things being equal, say, relatively the same floats, and you see two charts, put them side by side in the same sector, basically, this is the one in which you really have to pay more attention to, in my opinion, okay? It's just because it has it's a lot cleaner, as we just call it. It is just a lot cleaner looking. All right, I want to get back into the room and see if we can catch anything later on in the day to make up for my kind of blah day today. So I want to close this chart down also and bring back the capture program. So if you have any questions for me, you can use this email address. A link for the free room. I'll open the room tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I hope to see you in the room tomorrow. Bye-bye.